oh, I had to go through worse. You know, I'm gonna treat my kid like this even though it wasn't on purpose. It's just, it is what it is. They ain't have to go through it as hard as I did. If you grew up in a Black Christian household, something that you was always told is under thy mother, under thy father. But we never talk about what the mother and the father need to do. So the main word today is accountability. Accountability, it starts from the person who created you. All right, you guys, what Jordan said taught today, and we're coming from Galatians 3, and we're just gonna give a quick chapter overview. So these are the two things that stood out to me today. It said, obey your parents' instructions, but it also says, parents, do not make your kids embittered. You might be like, what's embittered? Embittered means to make your child resent you because you're doing something that's wrong, that's unrighteous. So the main word today is accountability. One thing I do want to get into is, regardless of your parents' mess ups, but regardless of generation curses or generation traumas, it is upon you to change that. So just because your mama out here treating you wrong because you look like your daddy, do not mean you go out here and you go treating your mama wrong and you being disrespectful and stuff like that. Still honor thy mother and thy father, but do it respectfully. At the end of the day, you're accountable for yourself. You don't have to act like them. You don't have to be like them. You don't have to be unrighteous like them. You don't have to match energy with them. Because as it says right here in Galatians 3, it says, God says anyone who does wrong will be repaid, for there is no favoritism. You get ready to go for judgment day? You think God finna be like, oh man, we finna give them the benefit of the doubt because mama and daddy had issues going on and they really messed this child up and stuff like that? Nope. You know why you got all these issues with your mama and daddy? Because you the black sheep of the family. You're supposed to be the way maker. You're supposed to be the generational curse breaker. Don't be around here continuing the curses and trying to match energy because of where you come from. Don't be a product of your environment, knowing that your environment is evilness. And now also getting back to this chapter also reminds us of the characteristics of God: humility, kindness, compassion, and patience. If you see that it's not being resembled in your people that you're around, relationships, friendships, family, you need to remove yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're accountable for yourself. You're not accountable for everybody else. You can't keep putting blame on everybody else for what you're doing. And I think the main thing within this society is that a reason people got problem with taking accountability because it hurts their ego. To admit, yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, I should have never did this. Yeah, this was how I treated. This is how I treated my kid. Because this is how I grew up. And I know it's wrong. And I'm just not seeing it. Versus, oh, I had to go through worse. You know, I'm gonna treat my kid like this even though it wasn't on purpose. It's just, it is what it is. They ain't have to go through it as hard as I did. Accountability. It's time to stand up, man. And start taking accountability. Let that ego down. Stop being prideful. And read Galatians 3 if you want to back up what I'm saying. Because I promise you, it ain't from me. It's from God. As always, stay blessed.